Hi, my name is Juliana Hernandez, and I'm from AP European History, Period 1. So the art piece I chose for my art analysis is called The Virgin Holding Jesus with St. John and Two Angels. The name of the Milanese artist who painted this art piece is called Bernardino Luini, and this art piece was created in the second half of the 16th century known as the High Renaissance. Now the purpose of this piece was not only to illustrate a biblical scene, nor just to adorn a wall, but to send a message of redemption and mercy towards humanity. Now this piece actually illustrates this message by foreshadowing the crucifixion of Jesus Christ through different elements of symbolism throughout the piece, such as the infant Jesus asleep in the arms of his mother Mary, who is also being observed at the same time by one of his apostles, John. Now this represents Jesus in the arms of his mother Mary after being taken down from the cross after being pronounced dead. So this scene actually illustrates and represents the actual biblical scene of the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Now, this little white linen actually represents a shroud. Now, a shroud is a white linen cloth used to wrap a corpse's body in after being anointed with the perfumes and minerals in order to be prepared for burial. Now, the reaction of the people during the Renaissance, they were amazed by the detail and gracefully depicted figures and the deep and powerful message being conveyed through the art piece and through the symbolism. Now, this piece amplifies the religious beliefs taught during the Renaissance and addresses the religious theme of redemption. And the whole big concept of redemption was that the crucifixion of Jesus Christ was necessary for humans to be back accepted into heaven after all the sin, especially the original sin caused by Adam and Eve, committed. Now, these teachings are taught by the Catholic Church, and with this art piece actually depicting it, it helps us comprehend the historical period even better. It helps us understand the different teachings, influences, and art advancements occurring during the Renaissance. This painting shows the different teachings and beliefs society are being taught and acting upon, and the different examples of influence towards different artworks such as literatures and playwrights, and most importantly art during the Renaissance period. And this art piece also depicts the different techniques, methods, and skills for the artist during the 16th and 15th century. And you can actually identify this by one example of the skills is using lighter pigments on the figures that are the main focal point and the main perspective. Now, the lighter pigments upon John, Mary, and Jesus show that the main light source is from the bottom left corner, and with the angels in the background barely visible, which shows that the light is barely illuminating them, and with their dark pigments, it shows that they're hiding behind the shadows. Now, this art piece also parallels the universal theme of the idea of redemption and mercy still taught today through the Catholic Church. And the Western culture is still the main point where the Catholic Church is established today and where all the ideas continuously flourish. Now, this piece depicts humans as divine, as the original idea in God's eyes of what humans were supposed to look like. They were supposed to be innocent and angelic. So, with the pink blemish on the cheeks, it represents the innocence of humanity before sinning. And the perfect unblemished skin shows how pure us as creatures were supposed to be in the eyes of God in heaven with Him. Now, lastly, this piece is assumed to be an intended private art piece since it was painted on a small canvas with oil paint. Now, today it is kept in the Louvre in Paris, France, and now is able to be seen in the public. So, as an overall final analysis, this piece was created to portray a message to society about redemption and mercy and our acceptance back into heaven. It's foreshadowed by the different symbolisms, such as Jesus asleep in the arms of his mother Mary while being observed by his apostle John, and being prepared to be wrapped in a shroud, which represents his death. And the final reaction of society during the Renaissance of this art piece was complete astonishment by the detailed and graceful figures. And now this piece amplifies the religious beliefs during the Renaissance and addresses the theme of redemption and our acceptance back into paradise. And this art piece helps us understand the historical context happening behind this art piece by showing us the different art techniques, influences, and teachings of this time. And the art piece parallels the universal theme of redemption and mercy and the teachings and beliefs of the Catholic Church, and shows that us humans were intended to be divine creatures in the eyes of God. And lastly, this was intended and assumed to be a private art piece.